Okay, you are not able to join. Turn the mic on. Okay. Okay.
Hello, sir. Can you hear me now?
Yes. 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 I
Yes,
can hear
sir.
you.
Yes, sir. I was trying to fix the mic. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I'm here. Sir. I'm here.
Okay. Fine. How are you, Hishma?
I'm good, Alhamdulillah. How are you,
You're
sir?
also. I am also good. Thank you. And did you try the chapter 1 exercises?
Yes, sir, I was doing it, but the first question I'm not getting.
First question, NCERT exercise.
No, you sent there is an
Acha,
assignment.
assignment. Okay, okay. Assignment, the first question. Okay, then we can talk about it later when end up with the quantum numbers. Okay, or maybe you can message what you do for doubts. Now,
Sir,
yes. Wait a second, Mithra. Hishma, for doubts, you send message to Nishkar sir. Okay,
Okay,
and
sir.
you don't have to wait for the class. You send as soon as you get some doubt. You send, click a photo, send to Nishkar sir, and then write whatever your doubt is. And most probably, I will answer whenever I see my phone, because if I'm working, then I have my phone with myself. If I am not working, then I keep my phone in my room and then I go away. So I don't carry my phone always with me. So most probably, but I will give you in 1 or 2 hours. That's maximum, okay? But I will try to give it more early if I see that. Whenever I see some question, I am not able to resist it, and I send the answers. So, but please make this a habit that whenever you get some doubt, you click a photo, send it to Nishkar sir, and then you will receive the answer from me. Okay?
Okay, sir.
Okay, so great. Yes, Mikhail, you were saying something.
sir, you said that you will send some assignment that we have to submit on Wednesday, I guess.
Wednesday, now you haven't received any assignment as of now. I
Sir,
hope
I
you are registered.
haven't.
You have been. You are in the. You have registered yourself na, in the portal, in the app, or in the website.
Sir, and sir,
You
I
don't
don't
need.
have any sir's number. Like, I don't know the name of any sir, but I think you said that I have the official number of LearnView.
Yeah, exactly. So Nishkar sir would be talking to you. Okay, Nishkar. His name is Nishkar, and
Okay, sir.
what you do is download the LearningView app. Okay, where are you now? Right now,
Sir, I'm in Kuwait.
you are in Kuwait, na? Kuwait. Yeah, the app should work in Kuwait. Okay, and I think I think somewhere it doesn't work. So you have to register yourself in the portal. That is the web portal. Okay. So download the
Okay,
LearnView
sir.
app, get yourself registered. Only then you will be able to see the assignments and all. Right, Heshma? You get the
Oh, okay, sir.
assignments in the app only, na? Heshma?
I only recently downloaded the app. Nishka sir used to send me the assignments.
Achha, earlier Nishka sir used to send you the assignment. Okay, but okay, now you download that app. Okay, Mikhail.
Okay, sir. Okay,
Okay.
sir.
Okay, Khalil is also here. How are you, Khalil? Good evening.
Good evening, sir. I'm fine.
You're fine. Okay. So let us start quantum numbers. Okay. Let us start quantum numbers. You don't need to know anything. Okay. You don't need to know anything. Even if you are coming here, skipping the 9th standard, 10th standard, you are coming here directly from 8th standard, you will understand a few things. You just need to know a bit of English, nothing else. You just need to know a bit of English. Okay. So all of you, please write quantum numbers. Quantum numbers. Now, quantum numbers, there is one thing that you write in the examinations, right? What is quantum number? If the question comes, the question in Viva, if the teacher asks what is quantum number, then you define it somewhere, right? But in the back of your head, you know what is quantum number used for. Now, the quantum number will always used for to give the address of electron. To give the address of electron. Now, in the nucleus, we have the protons and the neutrons. And after the nucleus, wherever the atom is, we have the electrons there. Now, specifically where in that particular atom, where are the electrons? Where are the electrons? Quantum numbers will tell you specifically where you can find, where is the highest probability of finding those electrons. Okay. So in the back of your head, you will always remember quantum number will tell you about the what, Hafsa? It will tell you about
The address of electron.
the address of electron. Very good. The address of electron. Now, this is something to be kept in the back of your head, but there is something that you have to also define, right? And write in examination and answer your teachers. So for that, please write with me the set of 4 numbers which gives the status of an electron in an atom. Status of an electron in an atom is called quantum number. Now, or else you can define this as, now what we will be doing, we will be expanding on this word, that is status of an electron. Okay, so the set of 4 numbers which gives the shape, size, and orientation of the orbital in which the electron is present. With its spin. Okay. Now we have defined quite a new things here. For example, this word here, that is the orbital. Okay, that is orbital. We're joined by Arpit also. Good evening, Arpit. How are you? Okay, Arpit has left. Maybe he joins another class. Okay, fine. Set of 4 numbers which gives the shape, size, and orientation of orbital in which the electron is present. Okay, now this is quantum numbers. What is quantum number? Now, slowly, when we start learning about quantum numbers, then we would come to know how it is giving me the shape, size, and orientation,
Sir,
and how it is giving me the status of an electron in any atom. Yes, Mikhail, tell me.
sir, I just got disconnected for some time. Can you please repeat?
Can you please
Sir,
write
from
this
the
down?
okay, sir, I'll write.
Write this down. Then, if you don't understand, then okay, please try to understand while you are writing. And if you don't understand, then I will tell you. Okay.
Okay, sir. No problem, sir. Only the third point it was that.
No, if you read it first. Okay. Okay, सबसे पहले ना, you have some confidence, all of you, in yourself. Okay. Now, 11th and 12th standard is not that tough as people make it. So most of the thing, if you first try yourself, you read it something. If you don't understand, then tell me. Most of the things, if you read it, you can easily get this thing. Okay. So let me know if you're done writing. Okay.
Sir, okay.
We have a lot of students here now. Now, those who have done writing, raise your hands in the Zoom itself, है ना? And keep your hand raised, and until and unless I change the slide, or if I tell you to stop writing or lower your hand, then only you will lower your hand. Good Good evening, Namra. How are you?
I'm fine, sir.
Okay. You are a bit late, but tell me, where are you from? I mean, which school?
Sir, Jamia.
What Jamia? Jamia Millia Islamia?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So you're talking to an alumni? Which school, by the way? The Sayyid
Sayyid
Abid
Abid.
Hussain?
Yes,
Sayyid
sir.
Abid Hussain? Who is your class teacher?
Shahid, sir.
Shahid, sir. He must be new then. Okay. And do you have bio or maths? Shahid sir teaches chemistry, right? The number is not here. No, number is not here. Okay, Mikhil, are you done? Please let me know. Others are done.
Oh, sorry, sir. I forgot to raise that.
Okay, fine.
I'm done, sir.
Okay, great. So you understood it also, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, I understood.
See, exactly. Now, there is one thing that I want to get all of you assured is that you must be seeing that इतने सारे बच्चे हैं यहाँ पे. They also said that each student only. But don't worry, we will split the batch. Okay, this is only for 1 or 2 classes. Okay, then we will split the batch. Okay, and there is a reason why there are more number of students for the first classes, and after that we will split the batches. Okay, now please write next thing. There are 4 quantum numbers. The set of, we have already introduced that there are set of 4 numbers, right? So there are 4 quantum numbers. There are 4 quantum numbers. Yes. Okay. The first one is known as principal quantum number. Principal quantum number. It is denoted by the small letter n. Okay, and I will sometimes call it as PQN. Okay, sometimes call it as PQN. Then is azimuthal quantum number. It is denoted by the small letter L. It is denoted by the small letter L, and I will sometimes call this as AQN. After that, we have the magnetic quantum number. And we will denote this by M, and I sometimes call this as MQN. The fourth one is spin quantum number. It is denoted by S, and I will sometimes call this as SQN, that is the spin quantum number. Okay, so there are 4 set of quantum numbers. Now, whenever you have any address, then you will have to specify a few things, right? You have to specify a few things. Now, what we are going to do, we are going to introduce ourselves to the address of electron, right? Now, I'm writing a very famous address here. Now, I hope somebody will tell me what this is. Yeah. Okay. Does anyone here know this address? I think this is one of the most famous addresses in the whole world. Nobody knows.
Sir, I don't know.
You don't know. What about Heshma? Do you know?
Yes, I've seen it somewhere.
You have seen
Okay.
it somewhere. You don't
Sir,
remember.
this is a street in London.
Yeah, this is a street in London. Yeah, correct. Now, any more guesses? This is in London. Obviously, this is in London. Central London, I guess. I guess it is Central London. Anyone? Minashi, Razan, Zulfa?
Sir, is it Sherlock Holmes?
Yeah, exactly. This is Sherlock Holmes address. Yeah, exactly. This is Sherlock Holmes address. Now, up to now, to you guys don't, now people don't read books now. They have got 15 seconds of entertainment and they just keep sitting there. And okay, how many of you read books? Anyone with who has read Harry Potter at least?
Yes.
No one. Acha, you have read Harry Potter. Okay.
Sir, why would, sir, rather I could watch the movie, sir.
You will watch a movie. Okay, then you will never know the excitement for a book. But that's a different thing. I mean, it's up to you. But still, now if somebody who has read the book and there is someone who has watched Harry Potter, then I guess there will be a fight between them, which is better. But let's not go to that fight. Let's focus on this address. Now, in this address, if there was someone who was living in London, then Sherlock would say that come to Baker Street. Then this is 221B, 221B. That is the house number or the flat number, the apartment number. Then you have to come to the first floor, right? Now, if someone who was living in the 221B street, then what would he have? Oh, sorry, someone who was living in the Baker Street would have said that come to this apartment. Number is. He would not have said come to Baker Street because he already knows that he's living in Baker Street. Now, somebody who was living already in the building, he would say to come in the first floor, right? Come in the first floor. Now, the different terms that we have, Baker Street, 221B, and the first floor, they specify different regions. And as we go towards the first floor, we are getting more and more closer to Sherlock Holmes, right? We are getting more and more closer to Sherlock Holmes. And in the similar way, we understand how everything works, right? As soon as you have got this, you know how our human world is, and that is why you can understand what this address means. To know and to understand the address of electron, we have to also understand the world of electron. We have to also understand the world of electron. Now, to understand the world of electron, what are its path? How do the buildings look? Are they different in color? What is happening? And how are the floors? Okay, so to know that, we have to understand the world of electron. Now, for the world of electron, let us introduce the first thing. Okay, let us introduce the first thing, that is concept of orbit. Please write the topic. Now, orbit, you must have met orbit in the 10th
Sir, 1 minute,
standard.
sir. Can you scroll up? Can you
You want
scroll
to?
up? Sir?
Oh, you have not written these 4 points?
No, sir. 1 minute.
Okay, please write. Now, there are two things that I would say. I would sometimes say that don't write anything, I will explain. And sometimes I would say that please write with me. Now, when I'm saying please write with me, you all will write with me, okay? And I will assume that everyone has written.
Okay, sir. Finish.
Finished? Okay, very good. You were fast. Okay, now.
No, sir. Only little was left to write. That's it.
Achha, little was left. Okay, that's good. Right now, concept of orbit. Concept of orbit. Now, again, there is something that is a formal definition of orbit that you have to write in the examinations and you have to tell your teachers. And there is something that you have to imagine yourself, that what is orbit in your head. There should be some kind of picture for orbit, right? There should be some kind of picture. It should not be the words, the bookish words that you have to say in front of the teachers, okay? Now, you can imagine orbit as the path, right? As the path, the street number, the lane numbers, okay? Can all of you do that at least? Yes, Hishma, Zulfa, Razan. Can you imagine orbits as path, the streets,
Yes,
the
sir.
lanes? Okay, in our world, we have lanes, streets, and path. And for electron has its own orbit. Orbit, what is orbit now? Orbit is, please write this with me. Orbit is the non-radiating circular path around the nucleus. Please write this thing in which the electron moves is called as orbit or shell. Okay, it is called as orbit or shell. Now, it is denoted by K, L, M, N, and so on, right? You must have heard this about K shell, L shell, M shell in the 10th standard, or by numbers such as 1, 2, 3, 4, and so on. 1, 2, 3, 4, and so on. Okay. So this is about orbit. So what is orbit? You will imagine that it is the lane, the street of the electron where the electron lives. It is the lane or the street of the electron where the electron is living. Now, the next thing in the address of electron, in the world of electron, is the concept of suborbit or subshell. Concept of suborbit or subshell. Concept of suborbit or subshell. Now, nobody lives in the street, right? Nobody lives in the street. There are some unfortunate ones, but usually speaking, generally speaking, nobody lives in the street, right? Now, inside different street and lanes, there are smaller regions which are known as buildings, which are known as apartments, right? Which are known as buildings. The building number we specified in the building number. Now, similarly, in electrons world also, every orbit is they have some smaller regions which are known as suborbit. Okay, suborbit or subshell. So very easy definition. And what you will imagine, it is just like the buildings of the human world. So please write with me, every orbit consists of smaller regions called suborbit or subshell. Suborbit or subshell. I just hope that you have written about shells. Moving down a bit. Yeah. Now, when we look at the buildings of human world, we very much understand that they are mainly of different colors, right? They are mainly of some different colors, or some have different shapes also. Some have different shapes also. Now, some have different floors, some also. Now, similarly, here also the suborbit, they will differ. The suborbit, they will differ, right? The suborbit, they will differ in the electron worlds also. Now, there are a few suborbit or subshells. So you have to write this as, there are a few names that you have to remember. Name of subshell. Okay. Then you have to remember its shape. We will differentiate the subshells by their shape and the maximum number of electron it can hold. Maximum number of electron. For example, we have a subshell whose name is S. The S subshell. The shape of S subshell is spherical. Right? It is spherical. It is something like this. It is something like this. Let me put this maximum number of electrons somewhere here, and also put this name of subshell somewhere here. Yeah. And the maximum number of electron that this S subshell can hold is only 2. It can hold only 2 electrons. Then there is P subshell. Its shape is dumbbell shape. Right? Dumbbell. So it is something like this. and the maximum number of electron it can hold is 6. Then comes the d subshell. It is double dumbbell. And it is like this. There's one dumbbell like this. The another dumbbell is like this. Okay. The maximum number of electron it can hold is 10. Then the last one is F. And the shape here is complex. Okay. The shape here is complex. You don't have to study the shape of F subshell. But there is something that we can deduce a few things. Okay. We can deduce a few things. Okay. Now, please, everyone, please stop writing and listen and see the slide, see the screen. Okay. Hishma, you will tell me. Hishma, you will tell me, first of all, how many electrons will be there in the F subshell, the maximum number of electron. Please look, there is some relationship between, there is some pattern here. From 2 to 6, then 6 to 10. Now, can you tell me how many number of electrons it can hold? Hishma?
14 electron.
14 electrons. I hope everyone saw that. There will be 14 electrons. Okay. One more thing is that, see, whatever this is one circle and there are two things like that. These are known as loops. Okay. These are known as what? These are known as loops. Right. So S has only one lobe. This is also one lobe. Okay. This is also one lobe. Then P has how many lobes? There are two lobes, right? This and these. There are two lobes. Similarly, the D subshell, it will have 4 lobes. Now, okay, Khalil, can you tell me how many lobes will be there for the F subshell? Can you see a pattern? 1 lobe, 2 lobe, 4 lobe.
Sir, 8.
And then F will have how many lobes? Yeah,
8.
correct. 8 lobes. Yes. 8 lobes. Okay. So that much we can tell. Now, you can also be asked regarding the G subshell, right? Regarding the G subshell. A G subshell, if you're not studying F, then G will be more complex. And after that, you will have 16 lobes here. But you have to remember the number of electrons. You just increase how much? 4 more. This will be 18 electrons that G can hold. Okay, G can hold how many electrons? 18 electrons. Okay, so please write this. Let me know if you're done by raising the hand. And if you are done, if most of you are done, please say yes sir, yes sir, yes sir. Then I would also understand that you are done. Okay, Mamuna is done. Okay, this Mamuna is done. Okay, Hishma is also done. Okay, Mazia is done. Very good. Minashi is done. Okay, Khalil, Hafsa. Okay, Hafsa is also done. Kia is also done. Okay, Nikhil is also done. Okay. Now you can lower your hands. Okay, now you can lower your hands. Very good. Now, the last thing that we need to know, regarding the world of electron, is the concept of orbital. So please write concept of orbital. Concept of orbitals. Now, as nobody lives in the street, similarly, nobody lives in building, right? They live in their their respective apartments. They live in respective apartments. So similarly here also, in the concept of orbitals, each suborbit or subshell is further composed of some very, very small regions, which are known as orbital. Okay, which are known as orbital. So you will imagine them as the homes. Okay, the main home, the apartment number, right? What represents the apartment number? Orbital number. Orbitals will also represent the same thing for the electronic world. So please write with me every suborbit or subshell. Every subshell is further composed of smaller regions called orbitals. Okay, called orbitals. And if you have any person, the maximum probability of finding that person, will be always at home, right? Will be always at home. And similarly, the maximum probability of finding an electron is orbital. So now this definition is very important. If you get this definition, if you are asked to define orbital, then you will write this definition. Okay, you will write the region or space around the nucleus where the probability of finding an electron is maximum. Is called orbital. It's called orbital. Now you have some idea about the world of electron. Now we can learn how to study the address of an electron. How to study the address of an electron. Now we will learn about principal quantum number, azimuthal quantum number. Then we will also learn about the magnetic quantum number and the spin quantum number. Just raise your hand if you're done writing this, and then we can move on.
Sir, is this chapter's name quantum numbers? Because in reader it's written structure of atom.
No, it's not quantum number. The topic is quantum number.
Oh,
Chapter's name is structure of atom. Okay. Chapter's name is structure of atom. It is in the end part. Okay. If you now, one thing that I would recommend is that don't read parallelly with a book and a teacher. Okay. Now, most of the teachers, they will teach you in an order which is different from the book. Nobody teaches you in an order which is same as the book. Okay. And also NCERT is not supposed to be I mean, it is supposed to be read, obviously, but it is not a self-help book or kind of thing that you read and understand. You need someone to explain you. You need someone to explain you. NCERT is that kind of book, because the things that
Yes, sir.
yeah, once you completely complete this chapter with me, then you start reading, and then you will get, oh my god, this point I would not have got it if it was not present in my note. If it was not present in my note. Okay, so once we complete this chapter, then you start reading it. तब आपको मजा आएगा.
Okay, sir.
You are forgetting to raise your hand or something, Nikhil? Or you are writing? Acha,
No,
you
sir, I'm
forgot.
forgetting to raise my hand.
Acha, okay, no problem. So right now, okay. Does anyone has any doubt with these things? First is orbit, right? Then the level is subshell or suborbit. And inside that, there are many orbitals, right? So this is Baker Street. This is 221B. And this is the first floor. I hope everyone has got a good analogy and they have a good picture in their mind regarding orbit, subshell, and orbitals. Yes, everyone? Can I get a yes or no, sir?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes. Okay, fine, great. Now let us move on to the important thing, that is the principal quantum number. So please write with me. Principal quantum number. Principal quantum number. Okay. Principal quantum number. Okay, Mazlia, you tell me when principal quantum number is denoted by which letter? Principal quantum number is denoted by you are very very good. The lowercase n, right? Principal quantum number is denoted by n. Okay. Now what does, there is something that the principal quantum number will be telling you about, right? Whether it will be orbit, subshell, or the orbital, any one of these levels, the principal quantum number will be telling you. So principal quantum number tells you, and it gives the idea about the orbit of or the shell of the electron. So please write this with me. The PQN gives an idea about the orbit or shell in which the electron is present. In which the electron is present. Okay. Now, for each of the quantum numbers, now they will tell you about either the orbit or the orbital or the subshell. Now, when you know something about, if you know about the orbit now, then you can deduce a few more things. Okay, then you can deduce a few more things. Like Sherlock Holmes, right? Sherlock Holmes, he used to deduce a few things. Now, when you know orbit, you can deduce a few things. For example, you can also tell, if you know the orbit, you know the shell, that you can also tell the average distance from the nucleus, right? Because if I ask you, this is the first shell and this is the second shell. Now, if I tell that electron is present in the first shell and the electron is present in the second shell, then you can easily tell me, okay, sir, if the principal quantum number is 1 and it is telling me about the orbit or shell number, that means this electron is nearer to the nucleus. This electron is relatively further away from the nucleus, right? So when we know the principal quantum number and it tells me about the orbit or the shell, then I can also deduce that it gives the idea of average distance from nucleus. Average distance from the nucleus. Now, the next thing is that, for example, I'm making two cases. Okay, don't write this A and B. Minashi, you tell me. Which orbit is larger, the orbit of the third electron or the orbit of the fifth electron? Which orbit is larger?
Fifth one.
Fifth electron, right? So these are simple things that we can deduce from the principal quantum numbers. What we can deduce is the size of the orbit. Okay. Also, right, it gives the idea of size of the orbit. It gives the idea of the size of the orbit. Now, later you will understand this also. Okay, so it gives the energy of the electron. How it will give the energy of the electron? Maybe you can get an idea. For example, whenever there is a, potential energy. Yes, Kia, do you know potential energy?
Yes, sir.
How it is arised? Potential energy
An object falling.
or it is okay. So potential energy is dependent on the relative positions of object. Yes or no? For example, if the ball is in the ground, it won't have any potential energy, right, Kia?
Yes, sir.
It won't have. But if it is somewhere above the ground, it will have some potential energy. Yes?
Yes, sir.
Now, whenever there is some pulling force, okay, not only pulling, even pushing force is there. Whenever an object experiences a force, we say that it has some kind of potential energy, right? For example, if it is feeling repulsion, that means it can move away. If it is experiencing attraction, it can move towards. Similarly, we have a nucleus here and we have the electron here. Now, this electron will be experiencing some pulling force. It will be experiencing some pull from the nucleus, and that is why it will have some energy. But if it is in the first shell and there is some electron in the second shell here, obviously the second shell one will be experiencing some less attraction because it is further away from the nucleus, and that is why the energy of the first shell and the second shell will be different. Now, more on this is the qualitative picture. That means you understand, yeah, it will be greater or less. But the exact quantitative idea, we will learn about that in later part after we are done with electronic configuration, etc. So right now we are dealing more with the not quantitative, qualitative aspects. Okay. Now whether it is higher or lower. So just raise your hand if you are done writing this. Okay. 7 has raised hand, waiting for Kia, Mikhil, and Zulfa. Okay, just waiting for Zulfa now. Okay, Zulfa is also done. Okay, great. Now, the last and most important thing, okay, is the possible values. Okay. possible values of principal quantum number of PQN of the small letter n is equal to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and so on. Okay, it will have only the natural numbers. Okay, now natural numbers and whole numbers, if you have been struggling, okay, how many of you they struggle with natural number and whole number? Is there anyone who get confused with the difference of natural number and whole number, or does everyone know? Okay, Minashi. Okay, Minashi, can you turn your mic on?
For the before one.
Sorry.
I raised for the before one.
Acha, for the before one. Okay. Acha, but everyone understand natural number, that is fine. That is great.
Yes,
So,
sir.
possible principal quantum number will be natural numbers. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Okay, now write a question. You have to send the answers in chat. Okay, you have to send the answers in chat. Which of the following is not a possible value for principal quantum number? Okay, Maimuna. There are many answers here. Okay. Oh, I got. Okay. I am getting many answers now. Maimuna is right. Okay, Khalil. Yes, Khalil is correct. And Mekhil is correct. Very good. Hafsa is also correct. Minashi correct for, okay, Minashi correct. And okay, so Minashi, okay, just send me one answer. I mean, as a one text, single text, okay? Then I would
Okay,
understand that you have chosen those answers only. What about others? Zalfa, Hafsa, Kia, Mazia. Mazia sent me only one answer. Yes, Kia, very good, correct. Yes, Mazia, very good, correct. Okay, so Kia is done, Mazia is done. Hafsa is, okay, Hafsa is also correct. Okay, Hafsa has given me the answer. Maimuna, you have only given me one answer. So you think only one of them is not possible, others are all possible? Yes, Maimuna?
Sir, actually, I thought this if you have to send only one answer from it.
No. You have I mean, you have to tell me whatever is not possible, okay?
Okay.
Yeah, see and tell. Yes, Zalfa, very good, correct. Mazi have given me all the answers now. And who is left? Did I get any answer from Hishma? Hishma has not answered me, I guess. Oh, Hishma has left. Okay, she got disconnected. And I have not got answer from, okay, Maimuna has given me the answer. Yeah, correct, Maimuna. And Razan has not given me any answer. Yes, Razan, are you having any you sent me?
Yes, sir. I'll resend.
Okay, Razan, did you send to Learnifi or Salim?
The first one.
You have to send me to Salim. Yes, Razan. Now it is correct. Yeah, everyone. Very good. Very good. So now you can identify whether some principal quantum number is possible or not possible. Okay, very good. Now let us move on to azimuthal quantum number. Please write. Okay, just so that you know, this is not possible, then this is not possible, this is not possible, and this is not possible. The others are possible, right? The others are possible because this is a natural number, this is also a natural number, this is also a natural numbers. Okay. Now, the next is azimuthal quantum number. This is azimuthal quantum number. Now, again, principal quantum number told you about the shell or the orbit. Azimuthal quantum number, which is denoted by L, it will tell you about the subshell or the suborbit. Okay, so please write this with me. It gives the idea about the subshell or suborbit. Gives the idea about the subshell or suborbit. Okay. Now the possible values. The possible values. Before possible values, let me tell you about the name of the subshell and the respective azimuthal quantum number. Okay. So name and the AQN. That is the L. So the name, that is S subshell. The value for S is 0. Okay. This is a house. We start with 0. Then the next house is P. That is 1. Then we have the next building, that is D. It is 2. F is 3. G will be what? Can I get an answer in the chat? What will be the azimuthal quantum number for G? Yes, correct. Minashi, Khalil, Maimuna, Kia, Hafsa, Mazia, Razan, correct. Yeah, I guess everyone has answered it rightly, that the azimuthal quantum number for G will be 4. Azimuthal quantum number for G will be 4. Okay. Now these are the different. Now please imagine. Now start imagining. Okay, there are different path numbers. There are different lane numbers, and in all those lanes there are specific buildings. So S, P, D, F, G. These are the buildings that a particular path or a particular lane or a particular street can have in the electronic world. Okay. Now, as you know that the first shell is smaller than the second shell. That means it can hold less number of buildings. Yes or no, Razan? First shell is smaller than the second shell, right? Yes, Razan. First shell is yes.
Smaller than the second.
It is smaller than the second. That means it can hold less number of buildings, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Now just to get an idea about that, how many buildings will be there? So there's some possible values of AQ. So write possible values of L, that is the AQN. Okay, for the AQN. Now the possible values of AQN are for each value of n, that is the principal quantum number, L lies from L, that is the azimuthal quantum number, lies from 0 to n minus 1. 0 to n minus 1. It lies from 0 to n minus 1. Okay. Now please write this. Then we will understand, and then we will calculate and determine what are the subshell that can exist on the first shell, second shell, third shell, and fourth shell. Okay. First, second, third, and fourth. We will determine what are the subshells that can be present in the first, second, third, and fourth. So please raise your hand if you're done. There will be always a range. Okay, there will be always a range, because a path can have one building also, it can have more than one building also. Okay, so 8 has raised their hand. Just keep your hand raised, okay? Just waiting for Mikhil and Zalfa. Okay, Zalfa is done. Just waiting for Mikhil now. Okay, Mikhil is also done. Okay. Now, for n is equal to 1 for first shell. For first shell. Okay, Mikhil, you will tell me what is the value of n for the first shell? What will be the value of n? Principal quantum number will be, for the first orbit, it will be how much, Mikhil?
Two.
First shell, it is 1 only. Shell number, na, it represents the shell
Oh,
number.
so, oh, okay,
Right.
okay. Yes.
Okay, it is, yeah, it gives the idea of the orbit or the shell. So principal quantum number has 1, that means the orbit or the shell is 1. If it is 2, the orbit or the shell is 2. If it is 3, the orbit or the shell is third orbit. If it is 4, the orbit or the shell is fourth orbit. Okay, I hope everyone is clear with that. So for first shell, n is equal to how much? N is equal to 1. Very good. N is equal to 1. And now always remember, L has a formula. L has a formula. L is equal to 0 to n minus 1. And where will you get this n? See, you have got this n. Na? So you will determine the azimuthal quantum number only if you have been given a shell number, the principal quantum number. Only if you have been given the principal quantum number, then you will determine what are the different subshells that can be present in the principal quantum number. What are the different buildings that can be present in a path. Now, what I will do here is I will just substitute the value of n. Substitute the value of n. So write 0 to 1 minus 1. So this will be equal to how much? 0. So L is equal to what? 0. Now, when L is equal to 0, what I will do, I will go to this chart. Okay, I will go to this chart. I will say, okay, fine. I have got the value of L. Now I want to determine which subshell is that. So for I have got the value 0, right? I have got the 0 value. So now Ki, you tell me which is that subshell for 0. What will be the subshell? What
S.
corresponds? Yes, very good. So that means in the first shell, L is only equal to 0. There is no other values. That means S subshell is present, right? In first shell, only S subshell is present. Now, Kia, you tell me how many electrons can be present in the S subshell? In the S subshell, how many electrons are present? Maximum?
2.
2, na? And now you guys understand that why initially in 10th standard we were told to write that the first shell will have only 2 electrons. It has only 2 electrons. Why? Because it has only S subshell. Okay, it has only S subshell. Now we will do the same kind of exercise for the second shell. Please write with me. For second shell. So Khalil, you will tell me n will be equal to how much for second shell?
Sir, 2.
N will be equal, yeah, very good, 2. So what I will write, L is equal to 0 to, okay, Maimuna, can you answer me? L will be equal to 0 to
N minus 1. So it will be
N
2
minus-
minus 1.
very good. So this will be 0 to 2 minus 1. Now this is equal to 0 to 1. That means it is 0 and 1, right? 0 and 1. Okay. Now Mazia, you tell me. Mazia, you tell me. We have got 2 values, right? 0 also and 1 also. Yes, Mazia?
Yes.
Now 0 correspond to which shell? Which subshell? Sorry, 0 correspond to which subshell?
Yes.
S. And 1 corresponds to? 1 corresponds to
P subshell.
P subshell. Very good. That means in second shell, S and P subshell are present. Okay. Now Zalfa, okay, Zalfa, you cannot answer, no? You cannot turn the mic on. Here you tell me, okay? How many electrons can S hold? 2 electrons, right?
Yes, sir.
And P can hold how many electrons? P can hold how
Six
many
electrons.
6 electrons. So second shell can hold how many electrons? Second shell can hold how many electrons?
8 electrons.
Very good. Right. So max number of electron is equal to 2 plus 6, which is equal to 8. Now you must be having some kind of deja vu from the 10th standard, right? In 10th standard, we have also studied that the second shell can hold only 8 electrons. You used to fill only 8 electrons for the second shell. Now we will do the same things for third shell. For third shell. So who is going to help me here? Okay, Heshma, you got disconnected for a while, no?
Yes, sir. My router got switched off.
Okay. So now you will help me, okay? You for third shell, see, can you see the first two examples here for first and second?
Yes, sir.
Okay, now you will tell me, see, for first n is equal to 1, for second n is equal to 2, for third n will be equal to how much?
3.
3. Okay, very good. Now L is equal for the first one, it is also 0 to n minus 1. For the second one also it is 0 to n minus 1. For the third one, it will be how much? L will be equal to
0 to n minus 1.
very good, 0 to n minus 1. Okay, now we have put, when it was first shell, we have put n is equal to 1. For second, we have put n is equal to 2. For third, we will put 0 to 3 minus 1, right?
Yes, sir.
So this will be equal to how much? Tell me. 0 to 0
0
to
to 2.
0 to 2. So that will tell me that it is 0, 1, and 2. All these three. L has these values, right? L will have three values, that is 0, 1, and 2. Now, Maimuna, you tell me. Maimuna, you tell me.
Yes, sir.
Maimuna, are you? Yes. Now, 0 correspond to which subshell?
S subshell.
The 1 correspond to which subshell?
P.
And the 2 correspond to which subshell?
D.
Very good. So in third shell, SPD. SPD rangers? No, not SPD ranger. SPD subshells are present. And max number of electron is equal to 2 plus 6 plus 10, which is equal to 18 electrons. Which is equal to 18 electrons. So let me know if you're done writing these. Waiting for Heshma, Kia, and Zulfa. Zulfa, where are you from, by the way? Originally from? Okay, Kerala. Okay, Mikhail is done. Just waiting for Heshma now. If Heshma has to, just wait a few seconds, please. Okay. I hope no one has any doubt, right? Mazia, Minashi, Maimuna, Khalil, Razan,
sir.
anyone?
No, sir.
No doubts, right?
Yes,
Okay.
sir.
Now, can you do the similar kind of exercise for the fourth shell? Everyone who has raised hand till now.
Yes, sir.
Now, and at the end, can you tell me the number of electron, the max number of electron, and also you tell me the values of L. Okay, so you will do the same kind of exercise for the third shell, and you will tell me the values of L, whatever you are getting.
Sir, for fourth shell, right?
Fourth, yeah, sorry, fourth shell. And then you will tell me the
Okay, sir.
maximum number of electron it can hold, okay?
Okay, sir.
send the answer in the chat, okay? And also try to send as a one single text, okay? Don't send like, sir, L is equal to 0, then 1, then 2. Don't send like this. Send me one text. That would be easier for me to check, okay? Yeah, n is equal to 4. You have to tell me the values of L. Okay, yeah, you have to tell me the values of L. When n is equal to 4, what will be the values of L and how many electrons it can hold, the maximum number of electrons. Yes, for the fourth shell. I'm sending the message to everyone. Ishma, you missed a bit. Ishma, you just missed a bit, okay? Yes, Hafsa is correct. Kia is correct. Mikhil is correct. Maimuna is correct. Hishma, you have see your answer once more, okay, Hishma? Max number of electron is right, but you messed up a bit in the values of L. Minash is correct. Very good. Khalil, very good. Correct. Yeah, exactly, Hishma. Yeah, correct. Zalfa, okay, maximum number of electrons you have done. Okay, very good then. I hope everyone understood, right? I hope everyone understood.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so for the fourth shell, I'm still getting some answer. Yeah, Mazia has given me answer. Yes, correct, Mazia. Very good. So for fourth shell, n is equal to how much? 4. L will be equal to 0 to n minus 1. This will be equal to 0 to 4 minus 1, 0 to 3. This is 0, 1, 2, and 3. So we will have S, P, D, and F subshells. So we'll have 2 plus 6 plus 10 plus 14. This will give you 32 electrons. This will give you 32 electrons. Okay. Now, I hope everyone is done. I hope everyone is done. Now, I want all of your attention to a particular pattern. Now, please look here. When n was equal to 1, L was maximum value of L was 0. Now please listen very carefully what I am saying. Okay, pay attention. When n was equal to 2, the maximum value of L was 1. When n was equal to 3, the maximum value of azimuthal quantum number L was 2. Now, when n was equal to 4, the maximum value of azimuthal quantum number, that is L, was 3. I hope I'm very clear. Now you can write here a note that n is always greater than L. Okay, value of L, that is the azimuthal quantum number, is always less than the given value of n, that is the principal quantum number. Did everyone observe that pattern? Yes, Kia, Mazia, Razan, Maimuna, Khalil.
Yes, sir.
Yes, everyone understood that. So we will use this as the condition. For example, for the condition for a possibility of the principal quantum number, we had that it should be a natural numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and so on. Now, for a particular L to exist, for a particular azimuthal quantum number to exist, we will use this condition that it should be less than whatever n is given to us. For a given L, the value of, for a given principal quantum number, the value of azimuthal quantum number will always be lesser than the given principal quantum number. So please write this down. Then we will do some questions. Okay, please write this down fast. Also, one more thing that you can note down, since as soon as we write one more point with me, okay, as you know the value of L, and from the value of L, you can tell the name of the subshells SPDF. As you know the SPDF, then you also know the shape of the subshell, right? It gives the idea about the shape of subshell. Okay, it also gives the idea about the shape of subshell. Now you can raise your hands. Okay, now you can raise your hand. I can see Maimuna and Khalil Hishma. Okay, let me have some water. Okay, just waiting for Zalfa now. Okay, great. Now write the question. Identify the set of quantum number that are not possible. That are not possible. Okay, that are not possible. So what I'm going to do, identify the set of quantum numbers which are not possible. Now, in the first column, I will write the values of n. And for those value of n, you have to check the values of L. That means for each principal quantum number, you will check the values of L, and then you will tell the possibility, okay, validity. I'm doing the first one for you, okay? I'm doing the first one for you. I will do the first two for you, okay? You have A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, and K. Now, for example, I say that the value of n is 3. The value of n is, let us say, 3. And then I say the value of L, now please remember that I will not tell all the values of L, okay? Now, what you have to see that whether this L is present in that n or not, whether this azimuthal quantum number is present in that principal quantum number is or not, okay? Now, if I say L is equal to 3, right? Tell L is equal to 3, okay? Now, one thing that you can do is, you will write it like this: n is equal to 3, then L will be equal to 0 to 3 minus 1, it will be equal to 0 to 2, it will be equal to 0, 1, 2. Okay, then you see that no, in that particular n, the value of L is only 0, 1, 2, 3 is not there. That is why 3 will not exist. The other thing that you can do is, is the criteria that we have looked at the pattern and saw that n should be always greater than L. But there is not equality sign here. That is why I will say that n is not greater than L. That is why this is not valid. Okay, these are the two things, but this is the short method, right? So the short method, you just remember the criteria, But for example, if I say the principal quantum number is 3 and the value of L is equal to, let us say, 0. You will not say, sir, zero, no, sir, सिर्फ zero दिया है, sir, आपने. You have only given me zero, but the values of L is equal to 0, 1, 2. But I will say no. This zero is present in third, right? That means the S subshell is also present in the third shell. That is why this is valid. This is valid, okay? So you have to just check whether this L can be present in that N or not. Am I clear, everyone? I hope I'm
Yes,
clear.
sir.
Yes,
Very
sir.
clear. Okay, very good. Thank you. Now you have also to check the values of L, okay? If it is not, if for example I give you -1, then you will, and with whatever I write here, 0 or anything, then you will do it cross, because this -1 cannot exist. So you have to check now both the things, right? The values of N also, the values of L also. But for values of L, it is dependent on N. Now please write, guys. Okay. So how will you send the answers then? You will separate them by a comma, okay? You will separate them by a comma, and you can write, if it is, for example, you will write W for this, you will write right for this, you will write W for this, and you will separate this by comma. So we'll send the answer as W, comma, R, comma, whatever. Please send as one single text, okay? That will be very good for me to identify whether you are right for something or wrong for something. Okay, I have got an answer from Razan. Okay, now I will start getting answer. Okay, Maimuna has got a bit creative. Okay. Okay, so Razan. Yes, I guess it is correct. Razan, Minashi, and Maimuna. Okay, Hishma has sent me answer. Okay, she has sent okay, I have not to say that, no? Yes, I guess you guys are right. Hafsha, yeah, I guess Hafsha is also correct. Oh, okay, Masya has put in a lot of efforts. Okay. Kia has sent me the wrong ones. Okay, that's also smart. Kia, look at the C one, na? And I think you want to reconsider the answer, I guess. You would want to reconsider the answer for, okay, Khalil is in the waiting room. Yes, Kia, look at the C1.
Yes, sir. I wrote that by
Yeah.
mistake.
By mistake. Okay, no problem. Okay, Mikhil. Yes, I guess most of you are doing it right. Okay. So I've got from Mikhil, Mazia, Kia, Hafsa, Hishma. And then I have got from Maimuna, Minashi, Razan, Mazia.
Sir, can you show the question once again?
No, I mean, the question was that, but if you have given me right and wrong, everything, that's also fine. Okay, I was saying that just identify those are not possible, but I made it clear that, okay, I have not got the answer from Zalfa. Zalfa, are you having any difficulty? Yes, Zalfa Shamsuddin. Oh, you're typing. Okay, fine. Okay, if you're typing, then I hope that you have already written this. Okay, so 5 is greater than 3. That is correct. 1 is not greater than 2. It's obviously wrong. This is 2 is greater than 0. 3 is greater than 2. 6 is not greater than 6. 5 is greater than 4. 7 is less than 8. 2 is greater than 0. I have given 2 greater than 0 2 times. Okay, no problem. Okay. Now, you can match the answers, Alpha. Okay. And let us see that. I hope that you have written it rightly. Mazia has put a lot of effort. But once you select those emojis, it would be easier. Not that much effort also. Zalfa, please just recheck yourself, okay, Zalfa? And if it is right, you don't need to send the answers. Okay. And I hope that it will be right because you have done the earlier question of n is equal to 4 correctly. This would also be correct. Now you guys can write the magnetic quantum number. Okay, magnetic quantum number. So it will give the idea of orbital in a given structure. Gives the idea of orbital in a given structure. Idea of orbital in a given structure. Okay, and this is something that it gives the idea about, right? The next part is the possible values, right? The possible values for a given value of L, this is 1 by m, and this is magnetic quantum number. The values of m, that is the magnetic quantum number, lie from minus L to plus L, minus L to plus L. Okay. Next point is the number of values of m, that is the magnetic quantum number, is equal to the number of orbitals present in that suction. Present in that suction. Okay, so these are the 3 points. Please write this down. Then we will start with the different values of azimuthal quantum number to get a more clear understanding. What does magnetic quantum number mean and what does it tell us about Okay, waiting for Hafsa, Nikhil, Minashi, and Zalfa. Just waiting for Nikhil now. Nikhil, please raise your hand if you're done. Okay, thank you. Now, we will find the different values of magnetic quantum number MQN for a given value of L. Okay, for a given value of L. That value of L means we are talking about different subshells, right? We are talking about different subshells. Now you can lower your hands, guys. Okay, now you can lower your hands. And let us start with the S subshell. We have all seen that the S subshell, it has the value of L for S subshell is equal to what, Khalil? The value of L is equal to, for S subshell,
n-1.
for S subshell. For S subshell, we are not talking about shell, we're talking about S subshell. Na? So the value we have written in the, we have written the values, right? For different subshells. Yes, Maimuna, can you answer? For S
0.
subshell, what? Very good, Maimuna. It is 0, right? Now, it is 0. We have got the value of L. Now we want the value of M. Now for M, we will use the formula minus L2 plus L. As you can see that minus 0 will also be 0, plus 0 will also be 0. So this is just 0. This is just 0. This is just 0. Okay, now I'm asking 2 questions. Okay, everyone, please listen carefully. Stop writing. Please listen carefully. Stop writing. First is, what is the value of MQN for L is equal to 0? This is the, let us say this is the first question. Okay. Second question is, for L is equal to 0, we get how many values of magnetic quantum number? So you will write 1 and 2 and you will answer it. Okay, you can separate it by comma. Just tell the answer in chat in a single text. Okay, please answer them in a single text. Question 1 is, what is the value of, we have this, right? L, when L is equal to 0, M is also equal to 0, correct? Now you have to answer me, what is the value of magnetic quantum number, that is M, and then you have to tell me how many values of M is there. Okay, I hope I'm clear with the questions. I hope you can understand the difference between the questions. Okay, that is what I'm going to check here. You understand the difference between what and how many? Yes, ma'am. Very good. That is correct. Yes, Razan, very good. Correct. Ishma, correct. Hafsa, correct. Areva, you are also great, guys. Great batch I'm getting. Acha, Mazia is also correct. I'm waiting the answers from Mikhil, Minashi. Minashi has not answered. And Khalil has not answered. Kia has not answered. And Hafsa has answered. Yeah. So Maimuna, Razan, Ishma, Hafsa, and Mazia. 5 have answered. I'm waiting for Maimuna is answered. Okay, Kia has answered. Very good, Kia. Correct. Okay, first others. Minashi. Yes, Minashi, correct. For the second one. Also, Zalfa, I have not received answer from Zalfa. I hope you guys are attending the lecture, okay? You are not sleeping or something. Okay, Minashi has only given me one answer. So, Minashi, you have a doubt, I guess. Right?
Yes, teacher.
Sorry?
Yes, sir.
You have a doubt, right? So, you don't understand. You are thinking that both the answers should be 0?
Yes.
Okay. Now tell me, if I say write it like this, then how many sorry, tell me what are the values? Can you read the values?
0, 1,
Minashi?
3. Yes, sir.
0. And how many values are these?
Yes,
How many are?
P1.
No. This is just random numbers. So tell me, How many values have I written here? How many? 4, na? 4 values? Okay. Now I am asking, what is the value of m? What is the value of m? 0, correct?
Yes, sir.
And how many values are there?
4.
1, na?
Yeah, 1.
One value there. There is only one value, and that value is 0. Now, if you get this, you get this. If you don't get this, you will take some time. That's okay. Okay. Zulfa is also not getting this, but Zulfa, I need to understand what you're not getting, and for that you have to turn the mic on. Minashi, you got this, right? The value, what is the value? That will be 0. And for how many values? There is only one value, correct, Minashi? Yes?
Yes, sir.
Okay, Zulfa, did you get this now? That if I ask regarding these terms, let us not write 0 and all, you will think that I'm writing those things. Okay. So let me say that I'm giving you, okay, you got it. What about others? I've not got an answer from Mikhail. Mikhail, you're also confused? Or do you get it now?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Now I
Mikhail?
get it. Now I get it.
Now you got it, right? Now you got it. Okay, fine. Now we will do the similar kind of thing. Now, why do I need how many? Why do I need how many? We need a how many because it is said that number of values of m, the number of values, that is the number, you have to count it, 1 value, 2 value, 3 value, of magnetic quantum number is equal to the number of orbitals present in that subshell, right? Means S subshell has only one orbital. S subshell has one value of m, therefore S subshell has one orbital. It has only one orbital. Okay, so we'll do the similar kind of thing with p subshell. With p subshell. Okay, so what will be the value of L, Maimuna, for p subshell? It will be 1. Yes or no, everyone? What will be the value? Yes, everyone tell me what will be the value for p subshell? It will be 1, right? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Now I will say m is equal to, please tell this everyone, what is this? M will be equal to, tell me the formula everyone.
Minus L2 plus L.
Minus L2 plus L. Very good. Now this will be equal to, tell me everyone, put the
Minus
values.
1, 2.
Minus 1, 0, plus 1.
Yeah, minus 1, 2 plus 1. Okay, very good. So this will be equal to minus 1, comma 0, comma plus 1. Now tell me, everyone, okay? I need the answer from everyone, not 1 or 2 answers, okay? How many values of m? How many values of m?
3 values.
3 values.
How many? 3 values, right? Very good. Thank you very
Yes,
much.
sir.
That is why you can say p subshell has 3
Orbitals.
3 orbitals. Very good. 3 orbitals. 3 orbitals. Okay. So when you have one orbital, we show that with the one box. Okay, with one box. When you have 3 orbitals, we show them with 3 boxes. Okay. We will use these boxes later, but just understand this. We use 3 boxes. Now, similarly for d orbitals. Now, I hope you guys are doing yourself now. Okay, start doing yourself now. D subshell. Zulfa, did you understand now? Yes, Zulfa. For the p subshell, did you understand?
Sir, can you scroll up?
Scroll up. Okay. More up.
No,
Okay.
no. Sir.
Let me know if you're done writing. Okay, Mikhail? You're done seeing whatever you're seeing.
Yes, sir. I'm done.
Okay, now everyone will tell me. Okay, everyone. Okay, everyone will answer me. Okay, be ready to keep the mic on. The value of L is equal to, for D subshell?
2.
Very good. Thank you very much. 2. So M will be equal to
Minus L2 plus L.
minus L2 plus L. Now this is equal to minus 2 to
Plus 2.
plus 2. So this will be equal to minus 2 minus 1, 0, plus 1 and plus 2. So D subshell has how many orbital?
5 orbitals.
5
5.
orbitals.
5 orbitals.
Very good. D subshell has 5 orbitals. D subshell has 5 orbitals. Hence, I will make 5 boxes. Okay. Now, what I can do, I can use some trick. Five orbitals. Now, similarly, you don't need to see this, right, to write this. Correct? You will tell me for F subshell. Yes, guys, you don't have to look while writing because you understand it now. For F subshell, okay? So all of
Yes,
you will
sir.
send me the answer, the number of orbitals is equal to how much? How many orbitals are there in F subshell, okay? I'm waiting for the answer. Yes, Heshma, correct. Yes, Hafsa, correct. Yes, Nikhil, correct. Mazia, correct. Very good, guys. Yes, Minashi, very good. Razan, Areva, very good. Everyone is getting the right answer. Obviously, this is very simple, okay? Yeah, this is very simple. We'll obviously be getting right answers here. Yes, yeah, very good. Yes, Zalfa, very good. And Zalfa, by the way, try to fix the mic, okay? In that sense, you will feel more as a part of the class. The chat would work. I usually try to make the chat work, but try to get the mic fixed. No need to apologize. Yeah, next time, sure. Next time is tomorrow only. You have a class tomorrow. Okay, so I guess everyone has got the answer that the number of orbitals will be 7 orbitals, right? Number of orbitals will be 7 orbitals. Now, we can write a few remarks, okay? We can write a few remarks here. At this point of time, we can write a few remarks here. What are remarks? In these remarks, we will be concluding a few things, okay? We will be starting with the principal quantum number. We will be concluding few things, okay? Now, when we go to the principal quantum number, so all of you, please go back in your notes to the principal quantum number, okay? To the principal quantum number. And the principal quantum number, and then we got to the azimuthal quantum. Yeah, for the azimuthal quantum number. There is one thing that I can observe here. For the first shell, maximum number of electron is 2. Okay, so please now start the observation. For first shell, I am writing here. I'm writing here. For first, maximum number is 2. Then for second, the maximum number is 8. For third, the maximum number is 18. For fourth, the maximum number is how much? For fourth shell, the maximum number of electron is
32.
32. Very good. Now, can you all see a relationship? If I say this is n,
Yes, sir.
then what will be the number of electrons in terms of n? Is there anyone who can deduce a relationship here for the shell number?
2n square.
Yeah, very good. It is 2n square, right? So if I put n is equal to 1, then I will get 2. If I put n is equal to 2, 2 squared is 4. 4 times 2 is 8. If I put n is equal to 3, 3 squared is 9. 9 times 2 is 18. 4 squared is 16, and 16 times 2 is 32. So we can write one remark. The first remark, the first observation. These are not tricks and everything. So this is only observations. If anybody is selling them as tricks, this is not trick. It is just observation. So for a given value of n, for a given value of n, the number of electrons is equal to 2n squared. The number of electrons is equal to 2n squared. Okay, now for a given value of n, number of orbitals Now we can also observe this. Okay, we can also observe this. So for S, we had for S, just let me like this, for 1, 2, 3. Okay, 1, 2, 3 is enough. For this has we had S, and S has how many orbital? It has only one orbital. For second, we had S and P subshells. S has one orbital and P has 3 orbitals. For 3, we had S, P, and D, and S has one orbital, P has 3 orbital, and D has 5 orbitals, right? We have got these conclusions, right? We have got these conclusions. Now this is 1 only, this is 1. 1, then this is 4, and this is 9. So as you can see, 1 square, 2 square, and 3 square. So for a given value of n, the number of orbital is equal to how much? N squared. It is equal to n squared, right? So this is the other. Next is for a given value of L, number of orbitals is equal to number of orbitals is equal to, okay. Now for a given value of L, that means we have S, for S we have the value of L for S is 0, correct? The value of S for the value of L as the Azimuthal quantum number for S is equal to 0, and the value of magnetic quantum number is also 0. Hence we have only one orbital. For 0 we have one orbital. Then for P, let me write it like this here. For 0, the number of orbital is 1. For the S is equal to L is equal to 1. We have number of orbital is equal to 3. L is equal to 2. The number of orbital is equal to 5. L is equal to 3. The number of orbital is equal to how much? 7. So I can also write this as this is L plus 1. Right? Is this L plus 1?
Yes.
No, but when I go here, that is not true, right? That is not now true. That is not true. So I can say that, okay, let me do a slight 2L plus 1. So 2 into 0 is equal to 0, plus 1 is equal to 1. Now I will put 2 into 3. No, not 2 into 3, 2 into 1. I have to put 1 here, right? So plus 1 it will be equal to 3. Then I will put 2 into 2 plus 1, which will be equal to 5. Then I will put 2 into 3 plus 1 equal to 7. So in this part, we are putting these values 2, 3. So we can also write the formula that is equal to 2 into L plus 1. The number of orbital is equal to 2L plus 1. Now for a given value of L, number of electrons is equal to, so we know that, so this is S, right? This is P, this is D, and this is F, right? So this is value correspond to SPDF. For S we have 2 electrons, P we have 6 electrons, D we have 10 electrons, F we have how many electrons?
14,
F we have
14 electrons.
Yes. So what we are doing, we are just doubling the orbital. So this is 2 into 2L plus 1. So 2L plus 1 will give you the number of orbitals, and if you multiply 2, it will give you the number of electrons. So you can write these remarks. Okay, these are the conclusions that we have formed from the above discussions on the principal quantum number, azimuthal quantum number, magnetic quantum number. So we're left with just the last one, that is the spin quantum number. Okay, spin quantum number. So please write this, raise your hand if you're done. I hope you would have done, because we went a bit slow here. Yes. Okay. You're just waiting for Zulfa now. Okay. All right. The spin quantum number. Spin quantum number. Now, spin quantum number, you have already reached the home of the electron, right? You have already reached the home of the electron. You just have to know its status. So when you reach the home of the electron can be spinning, right? Electron also spin around its own axis. So please say this first. the motion of electron around its own axis is known as the spin of electron. Is known as the spin of electron. Okay. Now, the spin can be only two. Either it can be top spin or down spin. The classical picture is like it is clockwise or anti-clockwise, but it is not very right. You can always refer it to top spin or down spin. Okay. So write this. The electron can have either of two spin. First one is plus half. The value will be, that is the value of S spin quantum number. S is equal to plus half, or the second it can have S is equal to minus half. So S plus half, it corresponds to top spin. Sorry, not top, it is up spin and down spin. Okay, up spin and down spin. So it is classically looked as for upspin, we say that it is clockwise. Okay, we say that it is clockwise, and this is anti-clockwise. Okay, anti-clockwise. But this upspin and downspin, these are more appropriate. And whenever it is an upspin, we show it like this, or we show it with the downspin. Okay, a single-headed arrow or a double-headed arrow like this for the electron. Okay, now if it is downspin or anti-clockwise, we show it like this, or we show it like this. Okay, we show it like this. Okay, now just to recap everything, I will write a few values of n. For those values of n, I will write the values of L. The values of n. For those values, I will write the values of L, and then I will write for them the values of m. Okay, for values of m. Now let me separate this with a line. For example, if the shell number, n represents the shell number, n is equal to 1, the only value of L will be equal to 0 and the value of M will also be equal to 0. Now, if I move to the second shell, the values of L will be 0 and 1, right? 0 and 1. Let me write these things a bit here, okay? You can also write this with me. This is 1. And this will have, sorry, not 1, 0. This will have 0 and also 1. The value will be for M 0, and for the 1 it will have -1, 0 and +1. If I go to the third shell, I will have the values of L 0, 1 and also 2. The values of M will be for 0 it will be 0, for 1 it will be -1, 0 and +1, and then you will have -2, -1, 0, +1 and +2. Now if I go for the fourth one, F we will have 0, 1, 2 and 3. So for 0 it will be 0, for 1 it will be -1, 0 and +1. For 2 it will be -2, -1, 0, +1 and +2. For 3 it will be -3, -2, -1, 0, +1, +2 and +3. Correct? It will be these values. Okay, so please write this down. I hope you have understood, okay, what we have written. Now, you have to observe one more thing, okay? Just the last thing that you have to observe is that, see, this 0, it represents the S subshell. And this S subshell is present in the first orbit, hence we call this 1s. This 0 represents the S subshell, but this S is present in the second, so we call this 2s. This 1 represents the P subshell, it is present in the second shell, that is why it is 2p. This 3 is 3s, 3p, 3d. For 4, this is 4s, sorry, not 3, this is 4s, 4p, 4d, and 4s. Okay, so please write this down. Let me know if you're done. So I hope you have understood these parts also, the 1s, 2s parts. Yes or no?
Sir, will
How
you
to name
repeat
the subshell?
Yes, sir.
Okay, should I repeat this? Okay. For example, you have n is equal to 1, right? And L is equal to 0. So 0 represents which subshell?
S
0 S subshell. And this S is present in which shell? This S is present in which shell?
first shell.
Then we name it as 1S. Okay,
Okay.
got it? Okay, fine. So everyone is done, I guess. So then if you're done, guys, then you can leave and I can stop sharing. But please write it first, okay? Those who have not written. Thank you very much. We will meet tomorrow at the same time, okay? We will meet tomorrow in the same time. Please read whatever has been taught to you, because this is the first time, I guess, I hope, this is the first time you're learning about quantum numbers. So please revise everything. If you have a doubt in the possibility values, whether this is possible or not, then you can ask them at the moment you get the doubt. Okay, as soon as you get the doubt, please ask them and send the question to Nishkar.
Sir?
I hope, yes, tell me.
Yes, sir. Sir, tomorrow I'll not be there in the class, right, sir? So when will I have my next class?
Okay, so Nishkar sir will tell you about the next class, okay? So
Yes,
after
sir.
tomorrow,
Sir, you told that Monday. I'm supposed to have on Monday, but you said that you'll not be able to take class on Monday.
Yeah, so maybe you can have also class on Tuesday. I mean, if we split the batches, right?
No,
So
sir,
you
like,
may have.
I mean, sir, it's not possible for me on Tuesday, sir. Sir,
Okay, so,
sir, we can do
you
one
have
thing,
said-
sir.
Mhm.
Tomorrow's class, which you'll be taking for them, I can see the recording on Monday.
Yeah, you can obviously you can see that. Sure.
Okay,
Ask about the recording to Nishkarsh sir. Okay.
Okay, sir.
And what about the okay? So you are getting the recordings for the chapter 1. You are understanding them.
Yes, sir. I saw the first recording as of now, first lecture. Second lecture, I just started a little bit.